podcast today is by Ibtisam. She asked a very important question. Is it important to be kind or nice? I myself don't know the difference clearly, but she did a very good job in explaining the difference and also give you some really insightful ideas. But before we get into the podcast, just two mispronunciations. I know there's a lot of people mispronounce. It is pronounced pleasant, not pleasant. Pleasant. E-A here pronounced an sound. Pleasant. The second mispronunciation is you have to be considerate. Considerate. You have to consider. But the adjective is considerate. Considerate. All right. Enjoy, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast. Honestly, I start liking the idea of making podcasts from time to time. I feel like I get used to record my voice and discuss different topics. At first, it sounded a little bit weird to me, but as I recorded my first and second podcasts, I became more familiar with doing this. I even got more motivation to search and talk about different things. So I invite the other students who never record their first podcasts to just give it a try. You're gonna love it for sure. So for my today's podcast, I choose to talk about something that looks simple, but I think it's very important to have some ideas about it. It can be even like a debate in Discord discussion if you want. So let's start with this question. Have you ever thought about what is matter for the individual, being kind or nice? As I said before, many of you might think the answer is trivial or might think that being kind or nice is the same or are synonyms. But actually, the truth is that there is a big difference between both terms. I read a funny thing about this that said the difference between nice versus kind is like night and day. So let's at first see the difference or the definition of each one of them. The word nice actually in English means pleasant, or agreeable in nature or appearance. It could be actually socially or conventionally correct. So we say a nice person when he or she confirms his or her behavior to what they believe society sees as nice. However, kind means having or showing a tender and considerate and helpful nature. Use it especially of people and their behavior, which means a kind person doesn't necessarily care about their what for example what society thinks of them, even if it means being uncomfortable or challenging, like telling a hard truth for someone's good. Until here, you may ask me again why the individual should be kind or nice or vice versa. Me too, I was confused a little bit at first, but what I realized is that the problem doesn't appear here. It actually appears when niceness is used as a form of symbolic violence to control or manipulate others. We can all agree here that in real life, we've seen people who use niceness as a mask or a cover up for actions that are actually harmful to others. This is also can be seen in workplaces or some relationships because someone may always present themselves as calm and nice but refuse to accept criticism. So when others disagree with them, this person might say, after everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me. So, of course, you've seen some people like this. So, this kind of niceness becomes a form of symbolic violence because it manipulates emotions and controls behavior without using direct aggression. And this is actually what we see in narcissist personality. But you know what? Being kind can also be harmful when it is excessive or it seems like toxic niceness, especially when we neglect our own needs and we enable others to take advantage from us, which causes, for example, burnout or mental health issues like anxiety and depression by repressing our true feelings to just avoid conflicts with others. And this is actually a big problem because actually the true kindness involves balancing well-being for others with self-respect and setting boundaries. So we can be honest and not sacrifice our gentle emotions to please everyone every time. Now, what's matter for the individual, being kind or nice? Actually, being nice could be good, but being too nice could be understood like you are weak, naive, and easy to be obtained. Being kind is more favorable though, but when there are limits for it. However, not everyone deserves our kindness or even our niceness. So, what do you think, my listeners? Do you think nice and kind is same? Or one of them matters most for you? Especially that we deal every day with a lot of type of personalities. Let me know your answers in Discord discussion. So now, I think that's all, everybody, for today. Until next time, bye bye.